Today I am going to do a review on two ColourPop Cosmetics products, and then I have the Estee Lauder, one of the new Estee Lauder products that I wanted to do a review on. And I have to point out that I look so pale on camera, and this is in spite of adding extra blush. I even put bronzer on today. I don't know what it is. I must be more fair than I think I am, because I'm looking at myself right now and it's like a ghost is looking back at me. It's terrifying. So I'm hoping that we're to the point now where I have some return visitors. Thank you for watching. If you're returning and if you're new, I'm glad to have you. If you like today's video, please subscribe and leave comments below. So today I have some ColourPop Cosmetics products that I've purchased, and I have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, and I wanted to do a review on those. And then at the very end of this video, I have a giveaway. So please continue to watch, stay tuned. Let's dig right in. So for ColourPop, I really wanted to try the Super Shock highlighting product. Super Shock Cheek. So these are highlighters. I've only used them on my face. You could probably use them on your eyes, lips, wherever you want to use them. I went onto the website and I was able to get a set of 3 of the Super Shock products. And I have them here. And I believe the set was $18, so $6 each. I was stoked. I wanted to try a couple of shades. These came in Scrumptious, which is the pink. Hopefully you can get a better view of it there. And Flexitarian, of course. And this is a beautiful champagne color. And then the third is a gorgeous marbleized color. And hold that thought. Okay. So the third color that came in this cute little box is Glazed. And all of these have a silver undertone. So I didn't get any that have the gold reflect, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I started with the pink, and I'm actually wearing Flexitarian, or the champagne color, today on my cheeks. So you can get a good view of how the product looks. This, I would say, is a moderate application. I didn't put a ton on, or I would literally be glowing, and it's not a teeny amount. I wanted to get a good reflection going on. I put a little bit on my nose too. And I love these products. They are really gorgeous. I used a little MAC brush to apply them because the first time I used them, I used my finger. And when you use your finger, you get a nice buildup of the product. You can get that sheen really metallicized, but it was hard to blend it out without using a brush for me. So I went in today, and to get this medium application, just use this MAC Duo Fiber brush. I didn't use one with the long white bristles because I feel like you needed something a little more sturdy and a little more substantial to get that product out. So I used this guy, just kind of wiggled it back and forth in the container, and then highlighted using the brush. And I would definitely recommend using a brush if you want to build up a lot of intensity. Either use a wet brush, a damp beauty blender, or apply with your fingers, and then maybe you'll just want to go over it with a brush to get it blended out nicely. Of course, if you blend too much, it's going to dilute the effect of the product. It's not going to be as shiny. The first time I used the Scrumptious color, and this is the pink, which I'm going to swatch for you really quickly. And I really like this color. The major problem for me is that this has a silver reflect, and the pink really doesn't show up very strongly. You pretty much just get the silver with a teeny hint of pink. So it wasn't as flattering on me. I kind of had to just blend it in with a blush that was more like a really pearlized blush rather than a highlight on its own. And I think if you have any more depth in your complexion than I do, then you run the risk of having this look pretty ashy. But the Flexitarian, which I'm wearing today, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, it looks good to me. This is a champagne. You still have that silver reflex, so again, you're going to have the issue of worrying that it's going to look a little bit ashy on the skin, but because it was kind of a beige, it seemed, with, you know, the main color being this champagne beige color, it seemed to blend into the skin a little more naturally than the pink did. So here is the beige next to the pink. right here. And you can see what I mean. There's something about the pink there that's just really pulling a hard silver reflect. So that is the only downside that I found to this product. I think it's beautiful, it's inexpensive, it's has a pretty great wear to it, but I would recommend going with something that has a little bit more of a gold undertone to it. That way you're going to just pull more warmth, because that cool can make you look pretty ashy, whereas warmth is typically flattering on most skin types. The other product I tried was their Ultra Blotted Lip. So this is the box it comes in. And it's so cute. On one of the ends it says Lip Lip Hooray. The two colors that I got were Doozy and Zuma. Doozy is what I'm wearing today, and I don't remember how they describe it on the website, but to me it looks just like a fresh strawberry kind of color, not too red. There's a little bit of a brick undertone to it, but it's still pretty fresh and fruity, I guess. And then the next color is Zuma, and this is a nude, but it has kind of a pink mauve-y undertone to it. I haven't tried this color yet, and I'm actually really excited about this one. So when I first applied them, I was really surprised at the texture. They definitely apply more sheer, which is the purpose. They are a liquid lipstick, so they dry down. They're not going to transfer, but instead of being that fully opaque matte look that's ever popular and very present right now, it's like having a lipstick blotted. It's pretty sheer. It's kind of translucent. And what I really like about this is you put it on and it feels very lightweight. I feel like I'm not really wearing much on my lips. And for those of you who feel like liquid lipsticks dry your lips out, or you just don't like the feel of lip products in general, then I think this would be a great option for you, because honestly, it just feels like I'm wearing a balm on my lips. And I really like how comfortable the wear is. On top of that, I feel like the semi-translucent finish is really flattering. It kind of looks like I was wearing a lipstick and it's just miraculously worn off to this perfectly uniform finish. And there's something about it that feels kind of like not as intentional, like it's more of a casual look, you know? Oh, I put this lipstick on hours ago and it just happens to be looking really great still. So if you're somebody who doesn't wear a ton of makeup and you want to have some lip color, but you don't want it to be as intentional, is the only way I can think to describe it, then this is perfect. Just kind of a nice light lipstick. The other thing that I like about it is if this color were in a fully opaque formula, then it would be really bright, like, whoa. But having it be in this semi-translucent shade gives it a more natural look and feel. So instead of it being super bold and in your face, it's just kind of a subtle stain-like appearance. The only downside, or I would say complaint, that I have about this product is when you're applying it, because it's sheer, the pigment isn't going to apply as evenly necessarily as something that is opaque. So when you're applying, just be careful as it's drying that you have an even application throughout your lips. And I have a couple little dry spots right there on the bottom lip, so it seemed like the product kind of gravitated and wanted to stick to those dry spots. Again, I really like this product. I don't think it's a big downside, but it's just something you want to be aware of if you decide to try it when you're actually applying the product. And the other product that I wanted to review today is the new Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Foundation. I was quite excited when I saw this because I wear double wear foundation basically every day. The reason being is that I am very oily, and it's one of the only foundations that I've found that stands up to that oil. And what I mean by that is when you have a really oily complexion and you apply basically any typical foundation, in the first 2 or 3 hours of wear, regardless of your primer or whatever setting sprays or setting products you're using, it tends to separate because the oil in your skin actually breaks down that foundation. So you'll get to where in a couple of hours your foundation's kind of floating on your skin. and it's the worst. And it is so hard to find foundations that really last and do their job. And I was so excited to find that in Double Wear. So here is my bottle of Double Wear. This is in the color Ecru. And there are 3 things I don't particularly love about Double Wear. First, actually, is just in the packaging itself. I wish this came with a pump. I really don't like having to dispense the product out of the glass container, but that's just a problem with packaging. When it comes to formulation, one thing that I really dislike is that so the thing that I dislike about this foundation most is that it oxidizes quite a bit. It matches my complexion perfectly. However, you know, 2 hours after I apply it, I get that line. It's the worst. So I just tend to blend the foundation into my neck because it is the best color for my complexion at this point. The other thing I don't love is the heavy matte look of it. And this isn't too much of a problem for me because even though it's a little too matte for my taste when I first apply it, because my skin is so oily, after an hour or 2 it kind of settles to where it looks more like a satin foundation. So I love Double Wear. I wear every day. I love the coverage. I really appreciate that there's a foundation out there that still will stay on my skin in spite of how oily I am. And I will talk about that in a future video because there are a couple things I do to make my foundation last throughout the day. And when I wear Double Wear and I cocktail it with a couple of other products, I end up getting the perfect all-day wear. So I saw the Double Wear Nude. This is water fresh makeup, and this is just supposed to be basically a lighter version of the Double Wear. As far as I remember when I was reading about this, it's still supposed to have a semi-matte finish. It's just water-based and it's supposed to be a lighter feel. When I applied it, it says shake well on the bottle, so it's hard to forget. I shook it up, and then 2 seconds later, I'm like trying to pour it out onto my brush, and like a third of the bottle came out. So if you're gonna try this foundation, don't be stupid like me, and be very careful when you're dispensing it out of the bottle because it's gonna come out really fast. When you're used to Double Wear, which is like super thick, it comes out slowly, and then you bust this guy out and it's like half the bottle's pouring out on your brush before you even know what happened. But I did like how thin it was. So it applies really seamlessly. It's very creamy and it covers pretty well. I would say this is a fair medium coverage. If you're looking for full coverage, this is not the guy. I even tried doing layers once it dried and I didn't get more coverage. I just got a buildup of product. So I would say this is a true medium coverage. It's definitely more of a satin or a velvet finish as opposed to the heavy matte that the Double Wear is. So for those 2 reasons, if you're looking for the exact same thing as the Double Wear and just a lighter formula, you're not gonna find it. I was hoping that even though this is water-based and it's a lighter formula, that it would give me that same wear, because this reports to be like this claims to be like a 24-hour wear or something you can wear all day. And I really wanted to put this to the test because, like I've said, with oily skin, it's hard to come by those foundations that actually last as long as they're supposed to. And because of the application and the finish, I really loved this product. However, I cannot recommend it fully. I can't give it my full endorsement for oily skin because I have filmed a little segment here where I haven't touched up my makeup, and you will see kind of what it was looking like after just a couple hours of wear, probably like 4 hours and no touch-ups, and I was like an oil slick all up in here. So here's that. Okay, so in order to do a proper review of this product, I have just left my makeup all day. I haven't touched it up or anything because I wanted you to be able to see kind of how it's worn throughout the day. And it's probably hard to tell with this lighting, but I'm getting a lot of separation in my chin and my nose area, and you can probably see that I have quite a bit of shine just throughout my whole face. And when I put the makeup on at the beginning of the day, it was a nice satin finish, and I had some strategic highlighting. So I had a little bit on my cheek here teeny bit right there and a little bit on my nose, but it's kind of blown out of proportion to where I'm just shiny all over. So I am going to touch up really quickly and then do the rest of the review. Okay, so now you can see I'm post touch up here. And I just, yeah, unfortunately, I really wanted to love this product and I like it. I think I'm going to hang on to it because it is a really pretty foundation. However, if you need that bulletproof, super long wear, I don't think it's for you. And if you're looking for a matte finish, if you want something that's going to last a little bit longer, probably not your best bet. If you have a normal complexion, maybe even slightly on the combination side, you could probably get away with it. And because I loved the texture of the foundation and how it applied, I would recommend it for normal skin types. Because it's medium coverage, if you have acne scarring or active acne or a lot of complexion unevenness in your complexion, then I, again, can't endorse the product because I think this is better for people who have less need for full coverage. So bottom line, would I purchase this or pass? I would have to say pass for the reasons that I've stated. But I do think it's a beautiful product. It's a good product. I'm just going to stick with my double wear. Okay, so the giveaway is for the Super Shock Cheek Color and the Ultra Blotted Lip in Doozy, so the one that I'm wearing today, and then what I imagine will be a similar product to the highlighter that I have on. And I have another little bonus for you. I have a full size Foreo that I'm giving away. This is brand new, never been touched, and I want one of you to have it. So if you would like a chance for this giveaway, all I want you to do is subscribe to my channel and write one comment below of a video that you would like to see. I don't care what it is, if it's cosmetics or not. If you want to see a review of a specific product or a tutorial of some sort, just comment that below, subscribe to my channel, and super easy. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and good luck. Thank you so much for watching.